Minimum wage is up in New York. Why do most restaurants really don't care about the new minimum wage? So minimum wage is $10.40 an hour for employees. For tipped employees, it's $7.50 an hour. But many restaurants just simply don't care about that. It doesn't bother them at all that their expenses, their possible expenses, could go up. And I stress the point, possible. That's because, folks, lots of restaurants don't pay minimum wage. No, they just say, lots of restaurants think they can make up their own rules when it comes to labor laws, and they just do what they want. There's restaurants that I know that pay servers $40 for a 12-hour shift. They pay them in cash. I know restaurants that pay dishwashers cash $7 an hour. Now, folks, it's $10.40 an hour. You're supposed to be paying employees $10.40, and these restaurants are paying people $7, $8 an hour. I knew somebody just recently, an employee of mine, who went to work at another place, part-time though, because he only has 4 days with me, so he's only going to go pick up 2-3 days at another place, 2 days. He worked 3 days training. The guy hands him $50 after 3 days. And he goes, "You were training." So he's like, "Oh man, I just got screwed." But he went back the next week, and I told him, "Man, establish your price up front, man. You guys haven't talked pay. Establish what he's paying you." The kid worked 3 days again the next week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, when he doesn't work at my place. The guy hands him $50 again and goes, "Yeah, you were still training." And the kid was like, "I worked all by myself. There's nobody here training me. I worked by myself. I worked the register. I worked by myself." And folks, this is a massive problem in the industry, in the restaurant industry. That first of all, they're taking advantage of younger kids doing this. They're taking advantage of different ethnics, different people that don't have legal papers. I know people that are afraid to leave the restaurant that they're working because they're not legal. They don't have legal papers, and the restaurant is paying them cash, and so they feel kind of destitute. They feel kind of enslaved to this restaurant, and this happens in a lot of ethnic restaurants: Japanese, Chinese, Mexican. This is running rampant across that. So if you're really concerned about supporting a restaurant that's doing the right thing, right? I'd ask the servers, what do you make here? Like, what do you make an hour here? Some restaurants, not many, but some restaurants do not pay the servers at all. They pay them zero. They work for only tips. Customers just told us about that at a famous place in Warwick, New York, where their daughter was working. Zero wage, folks. Zero. They work for tips alone. Now, I'm paying my wait staff $7.50 an hour, plus they make tips, and I have to pay taxes on that. We claim all of our tips. I don't know where the labor board is. Because I just don't hear many restaurants getting cracked down for this. And the one reason that they're not is because people in these ethnic restaurants, the employees in the ethnic restaurants, in their own countries, going to the police doesn't do anything. So they think they have no options. And honestly, a lot of them are just grateful to have a job. They'll literally work. I interviewed one guy last year for a chef position. He was working 90 hours. 90 hours, and he was getting paid $900 for the week. That averages out to $10 an hour, which isn't even minimum wage anymore, for the lead role of a kitchen, the guy who's in charge of a kitchen. And I was like, oh my gosh. And he was working 6.5 days. Now, he was actually illegal, but a lot of these illegals think that, man, I'm just happy to have a job. I'm here. I know I'm getting taken advantage of, but I can't go to the police because they're not going to do anything, and I'm going to get deported back to my country. So, and a lot of the family members that work in these restaurants, it's the same situation. I mean, you can go anywhere in the Hudson Valley, folks, and find this. You can go anywhere across the country and find this. So when you go to a place and or when you come to my restaurant, you make a comment like, oh, your food's expensive, which my food's not expensive because I pay twice the price for a lot of ingredients. Like salmon, my salmon's twice the price, and I'm only $5 more for the plate compared to other restaurants. And all my ingredients are organic. Most of my ingredients are local. I'm paying twice the price across the board. If you could see what I'm paying for broccoli this week, it's like $50 a case, $45.99 a case this week. I can walk into Restaurant Depot and buy the same size broccoli case, probably a little larger, for $19.99. So when people say, oh, your restaurant's expensive, you add up the food, the cost of ingredients, you add up my real labor costs, which is everybody at my restaurant works on the books. They're on the books. I pay taxes, they pay taxes, we pay into the system, they claim all their tips, and that's just the way I do business. So yeah, so for a lot of restaurants, they could care less if the minimum wage is $10.40 an hour right now. So if you're concerned about supporting a restaurant that pays fair wages, that is paying fair labor, ask the waitstaff. Say, what do you get paid here? I'm curious because I have a friend, or I have a daughter, I have a niece that's interested in working here. Just wants an application. What on average does a server make per hour? What is that? What is the house pay? What does the house pay for a server an hour? And find out what they say. And if they don't say they're getting paid $7.50 an hour, that restaurant is breaking the law, taking advantage. And I don't think it's right, and I don't think you should think it's right either. And if your kids, I know some places where the parents know that the kids are getting ripped off. Man, if your kids are getting ripped off and working at a place for $7, $8 an hour cash, and they're not getting paid minimum wage, say something, do something. Don't let your kids work. The restaurant industry needs employees. We need employees in a bad way. And if you're a decent employee, if you show up, you've got a job at any restaurant out there. Trust me, most restaurants will hire you. Don't think that's the only restaurant you're going to get a job at. So that's the deal with restaurants. Speak up, say something. Tell the owner that you're not going to support them anymore for their unfair wages. Let the owners know. Let the restaurant owners know that you know what the deal is. I'm Chef Marcus Guiliano. Thanks for watching. If you like my videos, please hit like, subscribe to my channel, and leave a comment. I'll be happy to answer.